So, hi everybody and welcome to this first introduction video of a brand new live stream that will be kicking off from the 1st of April 2022. So join me, Jonny, based here in the UK, where I'll be joined by the awesome Robbie over in the USA, and Swamy, who's based over there in India, from the 1st of April over on YouTube for a 1-hour live stream twice per month, where we're going to attempt to architect and build a cloud-native e-commerce solution on Microsoft Azure in this truly global developer series. So, this series is called When Ops Meets Dev, and we will aim to help navigate the process of developing an e-commerce solution and deploying and scaling to a production system with all the other ops trimmings that you might need to succeed. So sure, we're going to be hitting problems and we're going to be learning new tech as we progress, and we're going to jump straight into the development. We'll be exploring and comparing different approaches, but mainly we're going to be having a lot of learning and a lot of fun. So watch us live and joining on the comments in real time over on the live stream on Cloud Talk with Jonny Chips from the 1st of April. But for now, let's hand it over to Robbie. Do you want to give us a little bit of an intro to yourself, Robbie?
Sure. Hey, I'm Robbie. I'm a senior front-end architect or senior front-end engineer and a technical architect. That's what I've been doing the past few years at my current role, and I have a history that goes back in lead roles for the past 5 years or so. I'm used to helping compose front-end, particularly the front-end architecture, but working across the stack. And I'm really excited to get involved in this and look at how we make use of containers in setting things up. And then later on, maybe if we get, everything comes together really nicely, one of the projects that we could look at is looking at how we utilize this data in an ML platform, because I have a background in machine learning. I've done some self-study, and gotten a postgraduate diploma after my master's in machine learning, artificial intelligence. It's been very mathematical, very scholastic, and I don't have any professional experience with it actually. So that would be really fun to see how this is being utilized and put in, tools made available for people to put into production on Azure. And another thing I think that might be of interest is looking at how we could use module federation. There's an aspect where there's a discount, and I have an idea of maybe we could explore it towards the end for setting up module federation to allow people to have a standard presentation of discounts in our platform.
That sounds awesome, Robbie. Yeah, like you say, it's going to be a really exciting time now over the coming weeks and months to get into this. But so how are we going to start it? So I'm going to hand over to Swamy. Say hello to everybody, Swamy. Welcome to our new audience. And what can we expect, Swamy, with the first couple of live streams? What we got in store?
Hey guys, good morning, good evening, or I would say greetings of the day, because as Jonny mentioned, it's a truly global development platform. And this is Swamy. I am an associate architect at AIS. I do a role play because some of the projects I work in the web services, sometimes I work in the build, and sometimes in the PCI PADSS certification. Did a lot of work. I was really lucky to get chance in working with different projects. And I had this thought process of when I was speaking with Robbie, I had the thought process, Robbie, we need to do something on the architectural series and other things. I want to go to the next level of my career. So I was speaking about this to some of the folks here. No one fell into my trap. Unfortunately, you two people fall into that trap and agreed to walk this 18 months of journey with blood, sweat, and tears. So looks like I trapped you two people. Jokes apart. I'm sorry. So apart from this, let me flash it the architectural diagram. I really, Robbie and me, we spent hours together talking a lot of things technically, and I consider Robbie as my guru. And the thing is, this is the first cut thought process what we agreed or we discussed, and we came on a solution. So if you see that we thought of to develop some e-commerce solution using microservices, cloud native, containerized, and we thought that we'll have set of backend services, microservices. Each will have its own data store. It's a polyglot data store, and we have enterprise service bus, and then we'll be having API gateways backend for front end, and then set of client apps, thinking of mobile server side apps like an MVC, Razor, or a Blazor server, and a SPA apps like a Blazor, Wasm, Angular, React.js, Vue, and admin services like a health check, readiness, and a dashboard where you can see that what all the services which are healthy, webhooks, alerts, and monitoring. I mean, we didn't show a lot of pieces here like Kibana, Grafana, those dashboards, and a lot of other this one, SignalR things, and Kubernetes, YAML files, build, gated builds, and CI builds, release pipelines. Lot of things are going to come. It's all in our brains, but we didn't put it in black and white. But at least we thought of to give a shot with the products microservices, where we choose uh, MongoDB as a data store. And whatever we are seeing on this picture is our first cut thought process. We might change. We might start with a C sharp, and then that might be replaced with a Node.js, or it might be replaced with a Java or a Go language.
Yeah, there are very many
Robbie.
front ends in there. Like you have the Angular and the Vue. You don't need all of them. We'll explore some of this, but it's just that it's not really determined yet how we're going to approach those pieces.
Exactly, Robbie. So a lot of things we think we will try one or two, or we might use React for the health check UI or something, and for the shopping we might use React, and for the admin service where we can add products we might use Angular. We don't know at this point of time. So this is a journey where we will learn from each other, and we might get hit with a roadblock, but it is a back to time uh, for us to go back to school. We'll learn and we'll definitely come back. Robbie, anything you want to touch base on the enterprise, I mean the service bus and the polyglot data
Architecture
store?
here, sure.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
absolutely. I think this is a great diagram to start off with because it shows a good layered presentation of the microservice architecture that we have. It's microservice because we have a division between different pieces that are serving the interface to the front end, and then as well where we're getting the data from, where each domain specific service is separate. It's its own microservice feeding the system. But the layer there, I think, is clear in this diagram where you got the yellow box with the stuff that's going to the front end. It's forward facing to the client. But we got a middle tier with the API gateway in green, and then we've got data sources behind that. There's another view. We have a different diagram, which Swamy might want to continue talking about more whenever he shows it, which is with two different views, two different boxes that describe, I think, the different containers as we're preparing to, what we're actually going to deploy.
Okay. So, Jonny, anything from the ops side you want to talk a couple seconds?
Yeah,
before we go to the demo.
Just to chime in on that part. So this architectural diagram of the actual application broken out into microservices, it's fair to say that we're looking to build as much of this as possible on the Azure platform, using Azure native components and features and functionality. And we'll hopefully be showing that interaction as well as we go. How do we build a container? How do we publish a container into an ACI within Azure? All of that good stuff. That's what's to come, yeah? I'm right in thinking that.
Exactly, you nailed it down. So what we do is it will not be like a slideshow, guys. It is like a hands-on show. You will see that. So we'll spin up an Visual Studio, and we'll start coding in, and we Jonny, Robbie, and Swamy will be discussing like why are we choosing A over B, and then we are learning and we are sharing whatever we are learning. And if someone has got a better idea, we'll be more than happy to incorporate that and do the change. Okay, so let me go to the another step here, where this is the first microservice which we are building, this one. And this is one of the good architectural way to organize your folders. A lot of things are coming in. We will cover step by step. And here are some of the pull requests, the gated builds.
Can you make that a little bit bigger, Swamy? Can you make that a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit bigger on your screen?
I will do that.
Zoom in.
Is that
It's one of those diagrams that shrinks. The bigger you make
oh,
it,
okay.
the smaller it goes.
Oh, yeah. I think I can do this one. I
That's
think
it.
this
That looks
looks
good.
much.
That's the way.
Okay, this looks okay. So if you see, guys, this is as Robbie will speak for 2 minutes on this layered thing. This is one of the microservices where we will be looking the demo of this, how it works in Docker Compose. And these are few layers. I'll hand over to Robbie to speak on this for a minute. Robbie, would you
I
like
don't
to?
know what you want me to say about it. Actually.
Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll revisit it. And another thing is another thing. Let me quickly come back to this one, and you can see this. I would like to quickly walk you through this for 1 minute before we go into the demo. You can see that this we are not hurrying. We are taking a lot of time, and if someone who follows this series, they will be doing this hands-on. I mean, this is like, it's not a talk show, it's an hands-on demo. Imagine that 3 to 4 pair programmers, they are sitting and they are developing this entire solution. That's the deal, guys. So if you see, the first piece in this big picture is this product's microservice. This microservices itself, we are thinking that it will take 6 sessions. That means 6 hours to build this. Some of the pieces we already built, and we will do a copy paste, but we will start with a fresh, clean slate. There will be a fresh repository. That live sessions, whatever we are doing, we will check in every session, and you can work with that. I'll quickly walk you through what will be this we can see in the 6 sessions. Like the session 1, we'll discuss about MongoDB, whether you use the Mongo Atlas or your Docker container or the community edition, then some of the features, layered architecture, strongly typed, Swagger, and app settings, secrets JSON repository, your Docker file, and a Compose, Docker Compose, YAML. And how do you execute the solution locally? In IIS Express, Kestrel, Docker Compose, we'll go step by step. That will come in session 1. And session 2, you'll have some other features. Incrementally, we'll be adding features to that. And how do you execute in Ubuntu? How do you execute in Mac OS? Like, it's like a .NET everywhere. .NET on Windows 10, .NET on Ubuntu, .NET on Mac OS. And how do you push it to Docker Hub through scripts? Lot of fun scripts, and really, I am learning a lot from Robbie on this shell scripts when we are developing together. We're doing pair programming. And then how do you deploy, as Jonny mentioned, how do you deploy to container instance, whether it is single container instance or a multi-container instance? And then how do you deploy that, adding few other security? And how do you deploy multi-containers into app service using Docker Compose? And how do you...
Yes.
Okay.
In session 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a lot of things are going to come, and all the way till CI/CD, GitHub Actions, deployment to Kubernetes. So we have that's, and also you do infrastructure as a code, CI/CD. So we are taking 6 sessions, deep dive into this, and we will learn together how do you develop one single microservice. I just
want to jump in really quickly. The thing you were showing there were GitHub pages. These are all available on GitHub, right? People can check out the code as we go through.
Exactly. These all things are, we are breaking it here. eShop main, eShop services, products, and basket service, API gateway with Oscillate and web. A lot of things are there, but it will be here. Please feel free to check in our work. It is in work in progress. You might see some errors, build failures, but excuse us if you see that. And we are working towards the unit test cases that we forgot to cover this, like unit test cases, the coverage, like unit test case, the integration test cases, and API test end to end, like a user journey, excluding the UIPs. What if when user makes a catalog or a products call, it gives set of products, and how do I add one of the product to my existing basket? So we excluded the UI piece, but we are going ahead with the user journey with this API, and then how we will attempt to do an end-to-end API testing. Robbie,
So
anything to add?
if I was responsible for this and this was deployed in production, and as people are making changes, I'm noticing that a release branch is going down in its CI/CD and that purple number there, then that would be like an indicator for me to say, hey, this is an issue. Actually, it looks like you have an example right there.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, it fails. I mean, the moment the coverage drops, it gives a red tick mark here at this place. So that shows, Robbie, as you mentioned, that's an issue, red flag for us.
Yeah.
So, like, we are learning all of these things and showcasing that. And let's quickly jump to my developer box, and here is the box. Let me close this, and you guys can see this is my Azure virtual machine in Azure with good enough speed, and we have this Docker desktop, and we'll be creating.
You got loaded up on your local Docker.
Yeah, this is executing it on my local Docker, and whatever we are baking, it's here. But when we do the real live shows from April 1st, we'll push this to a separate repository, branch it or tag it, so that you guys can go session 1, session 2, session 3. You guys can follow. The code will be incrementally updated. And we have this Docker Compose and Docker Compose override. But I would like to quickly go and show to show you real quick how to get into this Docker container. Here is the Docker container. Mongo is here in this, and I would like to go ahead and do.
You're running the Docker container for the products, right? The products.
Yes. Products DB. Yes, Robbie, that's correct. So when I do a show DB, it's showing all these things. I say use products DB and use products DB. Oh, sorry, it's use. It's Friday night, so obviously you can expect some typing errors from me. Show collections. So it shows that there is a collection products. So I will go ahead and use this, which is already there, just to avoid further typing issues. I'm just what better I'll type it. db dot products dot.
Oh, so right now you're showing that the data that is loaded in the database, which, by the way, how did this data get here? I see that you got data. Where did it come from?
Okay, so there are two mechanisms we can do, Robbie. One thing is we can create a database, and then we can create a collection. And within this console itself, here itself, we can go ahead and update it. That's a pretty good question. We can try this right away. Like if I come in and it created this catalog DB, and we'll create products just to be on the safer side. We'll create products. That collection is there. When I go and say show collections, it shows the products collection, and we can do insert many right from here. This is one of the mechanisms, and then it inserted all these things, and I can come in and type this. It shows right. We created 2 of those products. So this is one of the mechanisms. And another mechanism is when you have your repository, you can, in this data layer, you can do a seed from the context. This is another mechanism, Robbie.
Awesome. So here, that's your seed data.
That's cool.
Yep. That's the seed data.
And that's standard JSON formatted into Mongo. Yeah, JSON formatted data into a Mongo database, just sample data. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think we might pull this off from this microservice, because we can discuss on that. I was feeling that not having the C data baked into that microservice. It should be like an administrative job which should happen outside the microservice. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking about. So
Right now,
here,
what Robbie is showing off is he's already hooked up Swagger on his controller, so you can see he's got descriptions and everything going. You can see all the endpoints that are configured.
expensive call. Robbie asked me to add this, so please don't blame me. That's Robbie.
because you get all of the entire catalog with that request.
Okay, so Robbie, it's you. If someone shouts at me, I'll tell that it's Robbie who told me to add this expensive call. So you can see that it's pretty simple. But this is a demo, folks. When we are developing deep, when we are starting the live show, it will be from the clean slate. What you will see on that first day is we will have a solution just to avoid the time. Some folders might be there, but these projects, whatever is there, nothing will be there. It will be an empty project. So Robbie and me, we will incrementally add the code. We will have a starter files. From that file, we will drop the files into this, and we will showcase how the things are getting developed. Robbie, shall we show that build pipeline for one quick minute?
Yeah, did you want me to complete the pull request?
Oh, did you raise a pull request?
Not yet, but I'm about to. I can do it.
Oh yeah, just raise a hello world pull request, then we can show them the CI/CD pipeline. I mean, whatever we are showing, guys, it's just we baked in the code at least for 2 sessions. We have the entire code. Everything will be live. Jonny, Robbie, and Swamy will be chasing this off business hours. This is our project which will be working for next 18 months, and expect the folks to come and join, walk along with us in this path for next 18 months. Let's learn together.
I just pasted the URL to you.
Okay.
I also assigned it to you, so you should be able to find it in your notification.
Right. Yeah, I'm seeing here change log alteration to verify CI/CD. So there you go. And as well as we can go to this GitHub Actions. I mean, because I worked in the classic build pipeline, Robbie, I know the pain. Jonny, you can also pitch in. I know the pain, the classic editor in Azure DevOps, you need to pull those things and do. Here, I didn't do anything. All I clicked is I want build and test workflow, and GitHub has given me everything. Seriously, I'm telling. I didn't do anything. I mean, they developed those many things. It's like no pain things. We have to just click the button and they are doing everything. All we have to know is we need to click this button or use this particular thing. You see that everything has come all the way
with the solution and find your test, because this is not like Node where it's got a pre-built test attached to it. They had to build that in for your project.
True. I mean, this I just clicked on a add workflow. I mean, we need to go and click on add a new workflow, and they will start adding. Like I went here and I said that new workflow, and they gave the suggestion here, the .NET Core. I said configure, boom. That's it. Almost all the pieces, whatever I'm showing right now on the screen, it has come, except 1 or 2 small pieces I had to add in there. And apart from that, everything has come out of the box. If I come in here to show you the workflow, here on
it looks like it's already run, by the way. There was a green check on there.
Right. Okay, so the code quality is another one, Robbie, which is a pretty good thing. I really liked it. It's part of the security. And if I come in here, you can see whatever the code quality which is running as part of this pipeline right now will be showcased in our project. So it shows that, okay, it didn't find any code quality issues in our code quality.
Because I was just updating the README.
Okay, that's true. In fact, we have written very less number of lines. I mean, we might pile up dirt pretty soon, and it might start showing in all the rainbow colors with the code issues. We'll learn together. That's cool. So that's cool. It's going on. I'll do a
You
squash.
should be able to watch it, by the way. You should be able to step into it and actually look at where it is in its step if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly. I can get into this
Under
and get into this one. It's part of the pull request. You can see that it does a pretty good analysis. I saw that that's pretty extensive. I mean, they're running huge number of those rules on this one, and see that it's going through a lot of rules, and it runs that, and it does evaluation against all those code quality things. And we might add this sonar cube, and we definitely have to add this software composition analysis, Robbie, because I know few of those companies, they would have used GPN licenses or licenses which is used for the general public, and maybe we use that and we sell our product, and they find that we are selling our product, they'll come and ask us to open source our code because we have used their libraries.
Sure.
So people might lose their fortune if they don't have a proper software composition analysis on that. So static code analysis, software composition analysis, and testing, these are pretty important features we need to have in place before we go live with any production. What do you say on this, Robbie?
No, I agree with you. I think it's great. I hope that it is scanning for well-known security errors or out-of-date libraries, as well as, I mean, I'm actually really surprised that it's scanning for the different license types. That's pretty neat.
Oh, that we need to inject it. The software composition analysis, we have that white source vault, or there are other few free alternatives to white source. So whatever comes, because this is a community service, we might go ahead with some of the free things to do this software composition analysis.
So I just got the notification on my email. I think it finished.
Okay, I must it. Cool. So that's it, Robbie. Back to you. Sorry, Jonny.
No, cool. Well, come back to me if you like. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think so. I mean, in summary, I mean, that was a fantastic kind of bit of a heads up there as to what we can expect through the live streams, you know, from the 1st of April. I think at the end of the day, we are, when ops meets dev, we're starting off very much in the dev space where we're developing this application, yeah, in particular languages of our choice, I guess, whatever language of choice you're going to use. How Swamy, you know, how you kind of showed that it's about developing that application. It's about looking and scanning our code. It's about using build pipeline to actually do those scanning of our repositories and come back with any reported errors that can help us modify our code. We're going to show all of that live on a live stream and how that fits together first and foremost before.
Looks like Robbie has something.
I was just going to say that, yeah, when you said it was a build pipeline. I was wondering if you would think that whenever we looked at the zoomed in view with like the steps, because it actually looks like whenever you're inspecting a build pipeline, it's a GitHub action though, is what we were looking at there.
Okay, yeah. Very valid point. It is GitHub Actions, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Right. And I think, it's like you're saying there, Swamy,
how that integrates into Azure as well. I mean, going after the build.
Yeah, absolutely, and I guess that's the point of this this series. Yeah, go on, Swamy.
Yeah. So we did a lot of things, but just to summarize, chime in, Jonny and Robbie. Like this, whatever we are doing with each individual microservice. So we are selecting a microservice, we are designing it, we are architecting it, we are developing the code, we are writing the unit test cases. We will have a build breaker. That means if the code coverage, when I do a build and when I write some code, if it doesn't have 70% or 80% of the unit test cases, we will have a build breaker. It should fail the build. It should not allow the build to go ahead. And we do a software static code analysis. That means we don't want the dirt to get piled up in our main branch. So if at all we have the static analysis code like SonarQube I used extensively, if the number of issues, if it goes above the gate, it should fail the build. And then we need to, that's another level which will save us our skin once we go into production. The key thing is we need to definitely have the software composition analysis. That means what libraries we are using. Excuse me, there will be an interruption. I have to allow my son to kiss me. If not, there will be more interruptions. Sorry for that. Okay. So the software composition tool is pretty much important because people might lose their fortune, because I used a library, and now I used a library which was written by Robbie, and I sold this code, and Robbie now asked me to do an open source of my code. I have to do. There's no other choice. And then it comes to infrastructure as a code. So how do you, no one will have access to go and create a Key Vault or a SQL Server in Portal. Everything should happen through the pipeline, like the GitHub Actions, purely GitHub Actions, infrastructure as code, like maybe the biceps or a Terraform or something else, then gated builds and CI builds, the pipelines, release pipelines, like Kubernetes, everything should happen on the fly. So it's like what someone will do in 1 year, we might do in 6 sessions, but to some decent extent. It's not like we will show some slide. No, we are going to show the code. We will get beaten black and blue in our experiment. We fail 100 times, but we'll come up with at least a base version, what we can present it to the community, saying that, hey, we can do like this. Anything to
and
add?
No doubt, Swamy, we no doubt we will get guidance from the community watching as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We might not be able to. I mean, we might not be able to act on the information that we receive right away or answer everybody's questions right away. But we actually have discussed this. We welcome feedback. We want to respond to those things. If we don't address it right away, we might address it in the next meeting, the next time we can.
Yeah,
exactly. That we discussed. Correct. Jonny, Robbie, and we discussed that we will definitely collect the queries. Some of the things will be suggestions. We might not be able to integrate it in the next build, but we will definitely integrate. And if we are not unable to answer any of the queries in the live stream, because we thought of to do a hard stop in 60 minutes so that it will be energizing for you people to join in the next session. So we'll go back to school. If you don't know something, we'll learn and come back, and we can come through a dialogue saying that, hey, this is what we are thinking. Is there something else? Please let us know. We'll incorporate. It's like we are learning together, like a truly global development platform now.
It's not just like it. We really are learning together too. This is definitely a learning experience and an exploration, as well as a demonstration and a sharing between each other of the things that we know.
absolutely.
Truly. I really liked the idea, Robbie, you told, doing these many microservices, API gateway, the admin services, and the different kinds of front ends. There is a large scope of doing at least a little bit of data analytics. Maybe put some of the data into ETLs, data factories, or put it in the Power BI, see how many people are purchasing or what Jonny is purchasing every week. And we might put that into the machine learning and suggest him, okay, last week you purchased, and since 2 weeks you didn't purchase anything, can you buy something from our shop?
Absolutely. If you knew me, guys, you'd know that there wasn't a compute power big enough to calculate that sum. I'm always on Amazon. That's a problem.
Okay.
So guys, look, this is going to be a really exciting event, and I'm really, pleased that we've kind of come together to make this series, and really looking forward to the first live stream. So shall we wrap this intro video up for now, and we'll say thank you for everybody that's watching. Join us on the 1st of April. On the YouTubes. Look out for the social media posts that will be blanketed throughout that you've obviously found this video on. And anyway, shall we say goodbye to our audience for now, guys?
Bye, guys. Happy Holi, Swamy.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wish you the same, and happy weekend, safe weekend, and please join us weekly. I mean, bi-weekly, 1 hour. Let's learn together. We will learn from you, and you guys might learn something from us. And I really like the term Jonny was using, the global development platform. Truly.
Right. See you all on the 1st of April. Bye for now.
Bye.